What's up, guys? How's it going? It is me, and I am kind of angry. Not angry, okay? I am disappointed. I'm very disappointed. I went to go see the Deadpool and Wolverine movie, and I will say this to start. I went in, I wanted to like that movie, okay? But the more I think about it, the more I sit on it, it was a bad movie. All right? I'm just going to say it. It was a bad movie. So I guess let's just start with multiverse. Multiverse. Like, stop. It's not an excuse for every fucking thing. Maybe I should start with the positives, okay? Do the sandwich thing, the compliment sandwich. Okay. So what I think it was a good idea to have Wolverine and Deadpool fighting a lot. I think that was a good choice because they are pretty much immortal. So they can just slash away and you can get some epic fight scenes without repercussions. Smart. Good use. Good. Now, what I didn't like, okay? Again, multiverse. It was such a scapegoat of a plot point. I don't like that. The other side of it is, so they brought in the TVA so that they could have this multiverse stuff going on. And they had such a great excuse to bring them in. So in the last Deadpool movie, Deadpool goes over and he going through his past and he's changing a bunch of stuff in the past, okay? Which should have been a red flag for the TVA. Such a good excuse to bring the TVA into this movie and say, Deadpool, you can't go and change your past just because you want to, right? But no. So they bring up the TVA, and the TVA talks about that. They literally say, oh, yeah, is this because of all the changes in the past that I've done? That's why you're, mad at me? That's why you bring me here? And they're like, yeah, we know about that, and that's not an issue at all. No issues with that. I have no problem with all those changes that you made in the past. But the problem is that Wolverine died. And even though he's only been on the Earth in this universe, let's remember, it's not about Earth. It is a universe with Earth in that part, right? So Logan being... Guys, I'm so sorry. I'm so angry. Okay, disappointed. I'm so disappointed at these events that have occurred, okay? So their justification to drive the plot forward is Wolverine is dead, and for some reason, we never get the explanation really, for some reason, Deadpool has been deemed worthy of going to another universe instead of dying with the rest of his own universe, right? The reason that the universe is dying is because Logan, who was the anchor, such a crucial person for this universe, has passed. Which I guess wasn't supposed to happen. He was never supposed to die, I guess, right? Logan is such a crucial factor to the entire universe, despite not being alive for centuries before. He is so crucial that his death makes the rest of the universe implode on itself. Essentially is what the TVA is saying is going to happen. Ridiculous, okay? Ridiculous. I'm pretty mad about that because they had such a good opportunity to bring in the TVA for something that Deadpool had actually done and not made it a Wolverine movie, but they were so dead set on, you know what I want to see? I want Deadpool and Wolverine to interact, and I don't care how that happens. Oh, Wolverine died? I don't care. We'll just go to another universe and find another one because these two need to react to each other. They need to be together doing things. That's what the audience wants to see. That's what everybody wants to see. So what I don't like is in a movie when the plot is driving the story as opposed to the characters driving the story. And what do I mean by that? I mean, when you have an agenda, when you have the idea, I want Wolverine and Deadpool to interact together. And you base all of the decisions, everything that happens in the movie just to get that to happen, right? That is the plot driving the story, as opposed to Deadpool did these actions, so the TVA had to intervene. And because the TVA intervened, now Deadpool is wandering universes, maybe trying to get back to his own. That would have made more sense than, oh, he just, his actions didn't actually matter to the TVA. He just wants to be with Wolverine. Wolverine is the center of the universe. That's what we're being told. He is the center of the universe. And Deadpool is the only one who can get him back. I'm sorry, but that is just nonsense. All right, so let's move that to the side. All right, the plot has driven the story. That is the first problem with this movie, okay? Shouldn't have been a thing. They had such a good way to have the actual characters driving the plot, but they had the plot driving the characters. Now, that is not how a story should go. We follow the characters, and their actions have consequences, which leads to a furthered development. That's how it should go. Point number 2. The second problem that I had with this movie. The runtime. So it's not that I have a problem with how long the movie was. I have a problem with how they distributed the time given in that movie. If I could break it down for you guys, I would say that we have probably a good 50-60% of the movie is purely references, other shows, other movies, other characters that have nothing to do with the plot at all. The best example is when they first get to the Void. So they're fighting, they're angry with each other. Wolverine and Deadpool are angry with each other, and somebody comes and they interrupt them. They say, hey, we can't fight with each other. We have to fight against the bigger cause. And so this guy, he's hooded. You can't see him. And so this goes on for a couple minutes. You can't see him. Couple minutes, maybe an exaggeration. I'll give you that. But for a good portion, he's covered. You can't see him. And only then after, it's revealed, oh, it's Captain America. No, it's not Captain America. It's actually Johnny from the Fantastic Four. And that's fine. My problem is that after this dramatic reveal, they go to another pronoun game of, oh, now we have to go see her. We gotta go see her. Who's her? She's there. Oh, she's the craziest. Oh, who is it, right? And while I understand, especially with superhero movies, people have read the comics. So I do understand to a point how you would have to play some sort of pronoun game as to not give away things in the future. The problem that I have with this is when you see that person in the next scene. This only works when it's a dramatic reveal at the end of the movie. If you play the pronoun game for 2 minutes and then you see the person, you've just wasted my time. You've wasted the on-screen time of what could have been plot developing just to say, ooh, where is he? Who is he? Where are they? Where are they going? Like we could just say, oh, it's this person and they're going here so that they can do this thing. It's not a dramatic reveal unless you give it a good amount of time. And it's not a dramatic reveal if the character's identity doesn't actually drive the plot further. And this happened quite a few times in the movie. Even later into the movie, you know, somebody finds them, drives them back to their base, and we find out who it is like a minute after this. But of course we have to play the pronoun game anyways. It's just lazy writing. It's almost like they never put the dialogue in. They said, okay, and they're gonna have to meet somebody. It's gonna be like a crazy, like, big villain who has all the control in the void, and this person is gonna be crazy, right? And they kept that in instead of just saying, okay, we figured out who that person is now. Let's just give them their name and let the characters develop from there, right? But my point is just that you can't just do the pronoun game, especially so many times in a movie. It'd be different if they did that once for one character that was, you know, a big deal, a well-known, whoever. But they just do it all the time. Like, they did it for at least 5 people in the movie, I want to say. At least 5 characters. And I will double check this at some point. I could be wrong. But they did it too many times. And it was for very insignificant reveals. Who these people were did not advance the story. It did not create some, oh my god, it's this person and we haven't seen, oh my god, this person. No, it was never like that. And yeah. So that's 2, okay? Those are the 2 things that I did not like so far with the movie, okay? Firstly, the plot driving the story as opposed to the characters driving the plot, and the references, the call to references in every here, who, what. It was too much. We had Blade in the movie. Why? Why was he in that movie? Great, he's Marvel. Doesn't mean, like, imagine if the next Superman movie just had every DC character in it. That would be too much. And you know what? It was. In this Deadpool movie, it was way too much. There were way too many references to other characters and other people, and it was just not enjoyable. Honestly, ruined the experience. It was very disappointing. Sorry guys, I need a quick second. I've been ranting for 20 minutes now. And I'm going to cut the video down, so don't worry, but I've been ranting for 20 minutes now, and I'm not done. I'm not done, okay? So I just need a quick drink, and I'll continue, okay? Okay, so those were the 2 biggest issues, I think, with this movie. The plot, the story, made sense if you're, like, really trying to think about it, right? But, no. And, the references, too overwhelming. It's only worth it if it's a few, right? It's not worth it when it's every 2 minutes in the movie you're seeing some random character just to make the reference that the character exists, right? We know that. There's other movies for this purpose. You know, I think it was just a lot of minor details within those 2 problems that really made me think, you know, it's not a good movie. So I saw it in theaters. And it didn't help that people were laughing at jokes. Like, okay. The reason that I say it like that is because there were quite a few times when I would say it wasn't a joke. It was just like a reference to something. And maybe I'm just a critic. Maybe I'm just too harsh on the movie. But people were laughing, like, as an example, they audibly laughed when the 20th century was referenced. How is that a joke? How is that a joke? Okay, great, sure, it's clever. It's clever, but it's not a joke. And that's really the big difference there. Like, it wasn't entertaining. It was just clever. It was a nod to the past movies, the past characters, other characters in the series. But it's like I wasn't watching a movie. It's like I was just watching deleted scenes. It's like I was watching 2 hours worth of deleted scenes as opposed to a fully thought out, like, plot, you know, characters that are developed, all that crap. None of it. None of it was there. It was just, we need them to go here, so it's going to happen. Doesn't matter. They're going to find some random rocket and they're going to escape. How did they know it was a rocket? I don't know. They just hoped it would fly them away, and it did. Right? Like, that's not an actual reason to get out of a situation. It's just chance and by luck, right? And I don't like the idea that that is what gets our characters to continue through their journey. There was just lots of things that they could have done. Lots of ways they could have carried this movie through that would have made sense and made it more satisfying to watch. And they just didn't, for seemingly no reason. And I guess it's not a good way to make a movie, in my opinion. And, you know, it just reinforces that it's just a cash grab, right? What do they want to see? They want to see a bunch of superheroes. It doesn't matter how they got into the story. It doesn't matter what they're doing. They just want to see a bunch of people fighting. And it's like, no, we do care about the plot. Or at least I do. I could be wrong. Clearly, I am wrong. Because, you know what? The reviews are fairly good. People seem to have enjoyed the movie. And I clearly am an outlier in this sense, but I don't know. I just expected more. I thought it would be a good movie, and we got an okay movie. It was a bad movie. The only reason I'm saying it was okay is because it was Deadpool. That's really it. I really like Deadpool, so I liked it enough just because of him. But if this were just a random movie, if it wasn't such a big name, this movie would have been a flop. In a lot of other people's eyes, I think, too. Because there were just too many references. It was like all the shorts of a Family Guy episode. Like, right? Like, it wasn't a full movie. It was this. And if you kind of squint your eyes and put it together, you can see it as a movie, but it's not. We just watched a bunch of random things happen and came to the conclusion that Deadpool is a hero. I think that's all I wanted to say. I think I'm more calm now for saying these things, so I can relax and go to sleep peacefully now, right? It was a bad movie. It was a bad movie. Oh, as for the compliment at the end, the only good part of the multiverse that they threw in was all of the Deadpools. That's it. And what did they need for it, too? We have another plot driving the story moment. How are they all defeated? Steve? Just because he's there. Not because he did anything. Just because he exists. For real. I'm done. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. It is what it is. Deadpool and Wolverine. Kind of disappointed. Not going to lie. Do better. Come up with an actual story next time. Or better yet, because of how you ended this movie, I really don't think there should be another one. You already let people live when they should have died. if that was even true, right? Because you're just throwing things out there for suspense or added tension, and if you weren't gonna make it a real thing from the start, don't throw it in at the end. It ruins it. It makes it worse. We might as well just not have had the tension and just left it like pure comedy, pure action, right? You don't need it. So let me know if you agree. Let me know if you absolutely do not agree and you think I'm totally wrong. That's okay too. That's my opinion on the Deadpool and Wolverine. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope it helped you think about movies, maybe in general. All right, well, peace. And I will see you guys soon. Bye.